What's up guys, Steven here, welcome back to another video, and today it's time to talk about the differences between the Honor Magic Watch 2 and the Huawei Watch GT2. So this was one of the most requested videos on Instagram because I've shown you there that I use the Huawei Watch GT2 almost every day, and there is a simple reason for that, and this is the battery life. So the battery life, it doesn't matter if you have the Honor Magic Watch 2 or the Huawei Watch GT2, it's simply amazing. It's up to 14 days without charging. If you use all the features, it's something like 7 days. And the features are maybe a little bit limited compared to other smartwatches, but it gives me all the essentials I need, and the battery life is simply amazing. So today we're comparing the cheaper Honor Magic Watch 2 with the Huawei Watch GT2. So let's go. Alright guys, so there we go. We now have the watches here on the table, and they are all 46mm version. So that's basically the diameter of the watch. Now you can also see that if you take a closer look at the package, then at the top right over here you will see if it's a 42mm or 46mm version. So the difference between the versions is that the 42mm, while it's smaller, has a smaller display size. So on the 46mm version we have 1.39 inch, and on the 42mm version we have 1.2 inch. That also means that the battery life is different. So out of the 42mm version you will get around 7 days of battery life. With the 46mm version you will get up to 14 days of battery life, really depending on what you're using. Now, this is the first generation of the Huawei Watch GT, and as you can see, we have here a bezel around it, and there are some optical differences. So I've used it here for a couple of months, and it's actually still a great smartwatch. If you want to see a comparison between the Watch GT2 and the Huawei Watch GT, then make sure to check out the video above. But today we're focusing on these two beauties. So while if you can already tell here from the box, then you can see very similar. So we have here the box of the Honor Magic Watch 2 and here the Watch GT2, so it looks actually the same, and there's also the same stuff inside of the box. Let me quickly show you both watches from the outside. So if we take a closer look at them, let's turn them on. And you can see, well, really sharp and really colorful display. As I've told you, 1.39 inches, and yeah, it's around 326 pixels per inch, and the display is looking really gorgeous. It's really colorful. We have nice viewing angles if you check this out. So overall, I have to say, the display, it's really like on every high-end smartwatch, but for a really good price, to be honest. Now, if we check out the backside here, then you can see on the Watch GT2, the sensor is currently on. So we have here the heart rate monitor. Then those two contacts, which are a little bit dirty here on the watch, are actually for charging it. And let me quickly grab the charger for you guys. So here's the charger right now, and also if you buy a Honor smartwatch, you will get a charger which says Huawei on there. Yeah, all you have to do is just plug it in. This is Type-C, not micro USB, really important for me, and it comes with a Type-C cable. So that are basically the accessories you will find inside of the box. Now both watches need something around 1 hour 15 minutes to be fully charged, and they charge really fast. So whenever my smartwatch is empty, I leave it for 5 to 10 minutes on there. I almost got 30%, so they charge really fast in the beginning. So if you quickly want to refuel your smartwatch before you're leaving to your work or for the next couple of days, then you can do that in like 10-20 minutes easily. Now, if we have a look at the strap, well, as you can see, the fastener, there's a tiny difference. One says Honor, one says Huawei, but they're looking actually totally identical. Now, yeah, the watch strip, I hope I pronounced it correctly, it's made out of silicone rubber. And I've used the Watch GT, which you can see right over here, for quite a lot of time. So this material is actually really resistant, but it changes a little bit in color. So it got a little bit dirty here, so the dirt stays in there, and it got a little bit black on some spots, but overall I have to say it's very robust. And you can easily change that. So you can change it with any strips which are compatible. You just need to check the size. I think it's 22mm or something, or 17, I don't know. You can find it down below in the description. Anyway, you can take it off that easily and then attach it back That's a little bit tricky though. And there we go, it's attached again. So you can exchange that super easily. You can also buy some aftermarket wristbands. That's absolutely no problem. Just check it out on Amazon. Now the main optical difference between the Huawei Watch GT2 on the right side and the Honor Magic Watch 2 is basically if you have a look at the display. So we have some really, let's say, curved glass here on the Huawei Watch GT2, and if you have a look at the numbers, then you can actually feel and see that they are engraved. While the numbers on the Honor Magic Watch 2, they are under the glass. I mean, it still looks fantastic to be honest, but if you prefer the style of the Huawei Watch GT2, well, then get it, because this is really flat, and here you have that curve, and you really feel the numbers if you go over that with your fingernail. Then the buttons here on the right side, if you check that out, and quickly show you that. Then here we have a red ring around the button, but basically same function. You can rotate it, you can press it, also here down there, and here we have the speaker. So both smartwatches, the Honor Magic Watch 2 and the Huawei Watch GT2, they have a built-in speaker and also Bluetooth functionality, but the first generation of the Huawei Watch G does not have it. So that's basically the main difference between them. Other than that, they are really identical from the design. So also here, the whole body of the smartwatch, there are no optical differences. Now let's take a closer look at the menu before we switch to the smartphone application. Alright guys, so here's the interface and let's quickly walk through the functions on both watches. So here you can see the clock face. So the clock face can also be changed. That's pretty easy, just tap and hold. And as you can see, you can choose here different clock faces. Now, well, the number is actually different on the available clock faces, but as you can see, there are plenty to choose from. I actually like that one here because it has this MKBHD feeling with the red, white and black. And this one here on the Honor Magic Watch 2 looks also really nice. Now some blogs say that VO2 max level is not working, but actually it is working. And basically that's the ability from your body to transport oxygen to your lungs or something. And it's an indication on how fit you are. And there is some kind of algorithm in both watches which is measuring that and tells you how fit you are. Now the Honor Magic Watch 2 also has this function. So, the Honor Magic Watch 2 is connected to my iPhone, and the Huawei Watch GT2 is connected to my Mate 30 Pro, because there are some differences between iOS and Android which I want to show you today as well. Now, if you swipe down from the top, you actually get this status bar where you can switch on to show time, so that always on display, so it doesn't turn the display on off for 20 minutes. Find my phone, do not disturb if you don't want to get any notifications, alarm, settings, and battery status, time and Bluetooth. If you swipe up here, then you can see your notifications. And as you can see, the notifications are working really fine, but they are a little bit basic. So let's say if you check this one here out, you cannot click at links, you just can read it. You don't see any emojis, because if I show you, for instance, some different notification, I'm not sure if it's still here. No, it's actually not. But actually, you don't see any emojis and you cannot reply to anything. It's just a reminder to see what's going on your phone, and basically tells you, hey bro, get your phone out of your pocket and check it out. You can customize all the notifications for sure within the app from which apps you want to get notifications. Okay, then if we swipe here through the pages, you can see here's an indication from your day, the steps, basically how often you got up per hour and stuff. There's also music, and both watches have the same speaker built in. I'll quickly demonstrate it to you guys on the Huawei Watch GT2. So listen to it, and there we go. Maximum volume right now. So as you did see, the speaker is actually working good now. It's not super loud, but it's loud enough. You can listen to music, do calls, but also during the workout, they will tell you the current kilometer count and everything. Now it sounds a little bit artificial, especially the voice during the workout, and it's a little bit weird if you're in the fitness center and people hear that, but you can also deactivate that if you want, so you can mute the smartwatch. That's absolutely no problem. Then now let's check out some other things here in the menu. So here you have a weather widget, which you also have on the Huawei Watch GT2. Your heart rate monitor, so it will actually tell you your current heart rate and also the heart rate over time, as you can see right over here. And yeah, then we get back to the clock face. So if you swipe up, notifications, if you swipe down, menu, and if you swipe left and right, you go here through the pages on the home screen. Now, if you want to quickly start a workout, you actually press the lower button, and as you can see, you can choose here between different workouts to start, and really there are a lot of workouts, and you can also choose from different ones within the application. So we have here open water, because both smartwatches are also water resistant, outdoor walk, indoor walk, outdoor run. Also for regular fitness, it works, so if you're doing free training, that's absolutely no problem. So if we go here to the menu on both smartwatches, I'll quickly show you an overview over the functions. So we have workout records, so basically show you your records, workout status, heart rate, activity records. Then here we have sleep monitoring. Maybe that's something you want to check out. So when you wear your smartwatch during sleeping, it's also recording that. It shows you how much you slept, and within the application you will see some more details on your light sleep, REM phase, or whatever that stuff is. Then here we have stress monitoring. Now, if you're connected to an iPhone, for some reason stress monitoring doesn't show up. It doesn't show up in the Huawei Health application, and also not on the watch. So if you want to use that stress level measuring thing here, you have to connect it to an Android phone. Then we have breathing exercises, which I'm not using at all. Call log, you can do calls. Microphone quality is actually pretty cool if you want to do that, but I mostly use my Bluetooth headset like the Huawei FreeBuds. Contacts, music, air pressure, so both have an air pressure sensor built in. And there we go, let's check it out. And as you can see, the smartwatch is actually really fast because it has the Kirin A1 processor, 4 gigs of memory, and well, yeah, I don't have any lags in the smartwatch, and it's really optimized to display what it can display. Okay, then let's go back here. We also have a compass on both, which you have to calibrate when using. We have the weather widget, which is pulling that from your phone. Notifications, as I've shown you before, stopwatch and timer like on a normal watch. You can also set alarms directly on your watch, which is pretty cool, to be honest. I have a really hard time getting up in the morning when I work late, but when something vibrates on my arm, I get up easily, and this is actually my most used feature on the smartwatch, to be honest. And yeah, find my phone. When you go here to the settings, you can see that you can connect both watches to earbuds. That means you can copy music to the smartwatch and use it while you're outdoors, which is really cool. Now it works with any kind of earbuds. You don't need Huawei or Honor earbuds. As you can see, it even finds my Android TV right over here. So you can connect it to everything you want. You can adjust several display settings like the brightness, the display timeout, also on both watch faces, and you can also set the vibration strength, which is really useful for alarms and notifications if you don't like that. And yeah, updates, you can do them within the app. So that's basically how the menu and everything looks like, and now I would say let's go to the smartphone and let's check it out on the phone. Now, in order to get the full functions out of your smartwatch, you need to install the Huawei Health application. Unfortunately, both watches are not compatible with any third-party applications, but there are some extensions which I'll show you in a second. Now, within the applications, you can see here your home screen, and there are some functions which are missing on iOS. So first of all, you get here your overview, exercise records, weight, heart rate monitor, and as you can see, the graphs here are looking way better on Android than on iOS. So I think the iOS app still needs some polishing. Now we have here some cool graphics though, but the information is actually better if you're having an Android phone. Then also you have here the stress monitor, which you can trigger here to start a stress test. Now for some reason, this is actually not available on iOS, so that's also why it's missing on the smartwatch when it's paired with an iOS device. Now, I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, this is basically one of the main differences. But also the Honor Magic Watch 2 has the stress level feature. Now you can go here to exercises, and on Android you have so many exercises to start, as you can see right over here. If I do it on the iPhone, I just have outdoor cycle, outdoor walk, outdoor run. But here on Android, as you can see, there is way more, and you also have workouts which you can download from the internet. So basically it will give you advice what you have to do. Start with speed walking. We can start one so you can check it out. So if I go here to start, it's downloading the workout. It's also starting it on the watch. There you go. Workout started, and
Let's start with fast walking. 5 minutes.
Yeah, it basically tells you what you have to do, and the voice, it's sounding a little bit artificial, so it's a little bit weird, but yeah, I can perfectly understand it, so that's no problem at all. And there we go, end workout. Now on the iPhone, this is a little bit different, and you don't have that many workouts. Now, we also have here the device itself. Now, if I check this out here on the iPhone, and you can see I have a couple of functions to activate, but not so many like here on the Mate 30 Pro. As you can see, there are way more things to adjust. It's looking way more polished. And also I can change the watch faces here directly within the app. And you can also download a couple of watch faces here from the Huawei servers. You can even create your own if you go here to mine. As you can see, make a selection, push it to your smartphone, and yeah, this is working fine, but on the iPhone, this is not available. You can also add here music, manage your playlists, but on the iPhone, you're a little bit lost. Now here you can see your profile. You can also see it on the iPhone right over here. So basically, you can set yourself targets. You have achievements like medals, and yeah, a couple of more features here on the Mate 30 Pro. Now guys, let me quickly demonstrate to you how the graphs look like in the Huawei Health application on the Mate 30 Pro, because well, this is actually how it should look like if you do it on an Android device. So while overview, as I've told you, you also have here heart rate monitoring. Now it can give you some really nice overview over your minimum and average heart rate, average resting heart rate. Now I don't switch on continuous heart rate monitoring on for the whole time because, well, to save battery, and second of all, I'm not super interested in knowing exactly my heart rate every day, but some people want to track it, and you get here some really nice overview. Then we also have exercise records. Basically, if you go there, you can see here duration, calories burned, how many steps, elevation gain, and all that. Also, there is map integration, so this is not the best example, but as you can see, it shows you on the map yeah, where I cycled and all that, and you can see here, for instance, the charts, so the minimum heart rate, maximum heart rate, average pace, cadence, altitude. So basically it gives you a nice overview over your workouts, but it's not compatible with any third-party applications, but on the iPhone you can export it to some, as you've seen before. Also for sleep tracking, now I also don't really do that because I'm not too interested in my sleeping data, but I tried it out for a couple of days, and as you can see here, I had to catch a plane early, so I only slept for around about 5 hours. Here 7 hours, 9 hours, 13 hours because I was totally wasted, and it tells you basically here light sleep, deep sleep. So yeah, I didn't feel really good that day, so I had a lot of light sleep, and it's actually really working. So it tells you something about your sleeping habits, and it tells you how much you sleep on average every night, and it tells you if that is healthy or not, if you should improve your sleep, maybe check out the temperature in your room, change it so that you sleep better. So there are many things which you can check out. Actually, I'm more interested into just knowing my heart rate in the fitness center to know if it's too much. So yeah, that's basically a quick overview on what you can find in the application. It's pretty cool to track your heart rate, workouts, whatever. I mostly use it in the fitness center just to check out my current heart rate, and yeah, but you can also use it, for instance, for outdoor runs, to ride your bike, so there are really many use cases. Now regarding GPS is fairly accurate, but I cannot show you all the workouts right now because I synced it right now with the new smartphone, and it's always a pain if you move from different smartphones. But I have to say it's very accurate, but it's not 100% accurate. So if you really care about the most accurate GPS data, then bring your smartphone. It's actually a bit more accurate because also we have the mobile network connection, or bring a dedicated GPS tracker. But it's accurate enough, I would say, for 99% of the people. Now guys, just to sum it up, both smartwatches are really great, up to 14 days of battery life, but it's more or less 7 to 8 days if you use all of the features, but you can switch off continuous heart rate monitoring, always on display, to really get over 10 days of battery life, and this is sick compared to smartwatches on the market like the Apple Watch, which only lasts a day. But you are really limited in terms of features. Now, there are no mobile payments, you cannot install additional applications, so if you are okay with the functionality the watch offers, you really get great battery life. If you want to have more functions, you need to get something like Android Wear, like a Fossil smartwatch. They're really great actually, but while they only last a day, and for me, very chaotic person, charging a smartwatch every day, it's a pain. Now regarding the built-in speaker, it's actually really nice to have it, even though I noticed I don't really use it. I mostly use earbuds when I use the smartwatch outside, and I don't really need the speaker. Also, it's kind of weird in the fitness center if you start the workout and then your watch starts talking to you, but well, that comes really down to personal preference. I really like the design of both watches, the price is great, and I can actually really recommend them if you're looking for a smartwatch that should last very long and not too expensive. And if you like the features, well, go and check it out. Alrighty guys, so we're now here at the end of this video. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed it. And well, if you ask me which watch to get, then this is a very hard question to answer. So if you rely on payment functions, if you like to use your smartwatch for paying, then none of the smartwatches will work for you because they don't have that feature built in. I personally use my smartphone to pay, either Google Pay or Apple Pay, depending on which phone I carry around, and it's not really something I need. For me, a smartwatch is essentially replacing a conventional watch because I like how watches look like. I more use it as some kind of design object because I like how it looks. Regarding the features, well, you've seen the features. Now for sports tracking, it's actually really great. If you want to keep your smartphone at home, so you don't want to bring your smartphone to play music while driving around with your bike or going out for a walk or something, then the newer generation makes sense because of the Bluetooth functionality. You just plug in your Bluetooth headset, you listen to music and it's really fine, you can do calls. It's actually really cool with the speaker. If it's worth paying more now for the second generation than the first generation, well, it comes down to personal preference if you like those additional features or not. You will also find an in-depth comparison video up here, so if you want to check it out, second generation versus first generation, and yeah, that's basically the difference. If you now ask me, should you get the Honor Magic Watch 2 or the Huawei Watch GT2? Well, here it also comes down to personal preference. Features, battery life, almost everything identical, because you know, Huawei and Honor are kind of the same brand. Now Honor is a subsidiary of Huawei. They are doing a different marketing strategy, so basically Honor tries to catch more younger people. They have a little bit cheaper prices for the younger generation. Sometimes they play a little bit with the design, but essentially it's a Huawei product, and that means you get the same functions, you're using the same app, and it's basically the same product but in a different design. I have to be honest, I really like the design of the Honor Magic Watch 2, but also the Huawei Watch GT2, it's not bad looking at all. So it really comes down here to personal preference. Regarding the price in Europe, if you buy both on Amazon, there's just a 20 bucks difference. If you want to save money, you can order it from China for around 50 bucks cheaper. This can make sense if you're on a budget, but you have the waiting time, warranty stuff. Now in Europe it's basically essentially the same price, you just save 20 bucks, probably the same also in the States, and it comes down to personal preference which design you prefer, but there is no obvious difference. The biggest difference is actually between the second and first generation, as I've told you before, so if you want to save a lot of money and you don't need all that Bluetooth stuff, then go with the first generation. If you really want just to do some essential tracking, then the Honor Magic Band 5 is also a really good alternative. Now just to me, I told you it's a design fashion object for me. I wouldn't use the Honor Band 5 because I don't like design too much personally for me to fit my style. But you know, for girls, this is actually really nice, and if you just want to track basic stuff, then you can also check it out. I'll leave you all the links down below. Now, really hope you liked this video. If you liked it, I would really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more comparisons, also the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 is coming soon, then please subscribe. And as always, guys, I'm Steven from Tech Magnet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day and bye.